But wait, I had the fish. I'm Sam.
Ching! That's right, out comes my stabber weapon of destruction. I'm Jackie.
Mile High Club, more like Mile Die Club. I'm Justin, and this is Turbulence 2 on Stinker Madness. Hello, and welcome to Stinker Madness. This is a podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. This week on the show, currently streaming on Tubi TV, is not the Super Bowl. It is Turbulence 2, starring Craig Sheffer, Tom Bergeron, Jennifer Beebles, and a couple other
the bad guy was Jeffrey Nordling. He's been in shit. Mostly TV, but...
Okay, day players then.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got to say about that. I do want to preface that this is the start of my 3 series of movies. I'm going to do a trilogy of fly-hards. I think I'm going to do Turbulence 3, because that one's supposed to be even zanier than this one, and one of those Concorde movies that you and I watched, Sam. Concorde Experiment or some shit like that. And maybe if I feel like it, I'll do Air Force One, but I don't know.
So, I don't know if the fans are privy to this, but Justin fucking loves these airplane movies.
They're fun. They're like trucking movies.
Fucking loves them.
Pilots and truckers have a lot in common.
It's air truckers. Yeah,
they're both drunk and have huge amounts of responsibilities.
I think I might be, like, after this one, I think I might be, I might be getting in on it. Like, the last probably 4 of these that we've done outside of the podcast have all been like, man, these airplane movies are so fucking stupid, but they seem to deliver. And which is weird because now this has forced me into a mini trilogy between the 3 of us, because I'm going to do another Behringer movie next week because how could I not, right?
Yeah,
you guys put 2 Behringers in front of me. How is the Behringer guy going to be the one to stop the Behringer train? That's not going to happen.
You can't make a Behringer sandwich without 3 pieces.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do much Behringer business on this one because I'm going to save the Behringer business for next week. And I will even mention this early on, which we don't usually mention it early on, because I think it might be leaving a week from when you are listening to this tomorrow. It says that on one of the paid ones it's leaving, so that means that if you can't pay for it, it's probably just going to be off streaming entirely. Is Rustler's Rhapsody from 1985, where he plays a singing cowboy who's been transported from the 20s to modern times. And if Bulletproof Behringer can survive that one, he is bulletproof, because I don't think he can. We were always talking about how Behringer can pull it off. I don't think he's going to be able to pull off next week. We'll find out if it's still streaming.
That's right, listeners. You're welcome for me starting a new trend for the season.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go spiking the football on that one, being like, yeah, you owe me, bitches.
Yeah.
You're still in the well, I don't know, the hurt locker or wherever it sucks to be for what you did to us last week. So
she's like, Behringer barrage, bitches.
It's only going to get better from the first one.
Yeah,
this might be the high point.
Can only go up. From Tom Behringer's ass, we only get better. Okay. He was a little subdued in this one. The Behringer level was probably about at a 3, but he didn't have a lot to work with, and he's really not in this movie very much, which is kind of a shame.
So you're not going to do Turbulence 1 with Ray Liotta?
No, Turbulence 1 is fine. I don't think that...
It is? It was... Like, this exceeded its Rotten Tomatoes score in terribleness at 14. But Turbulence 1 has an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not good, but I just don't think there's enough content there. I just don't think it would make a good episode. So
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
fine.
I mean, like, if we do Turbulence 1, then we might as well do Passenger 57, and I just don't think that works. So
Passenger 57 is the greatest American film ever made.
That's right.
Son of a bitch.
Exactly. So I just don't think it's going to work. It's fine. Watch Turbulence 1. You'll like
I will pick Passenger 57 at some point. That movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, but I just don't. Okay, whatever. Go ahead and tell us what you are going to tell us about Turbulence 2.
So, yeah, as I said, that it's odd that Turbulence is able to spawn a franchise, because the first Turbulence movie, also beyond the fact that it did not do well critically, it tanked commercially. It returned $11 million on a $55 million budget.
It's pretty bad.
And so it's interesting that this one is less well received, because this one was direct to video, so there can only be so much expectation, and it still manages to not achieve the low score of 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is really stupid, though.
It's really stupid.
I am going to talk first about, we never get to do the character actors, and so I think this is a good one, because there's like, what's this history of this film? They shit out a fucking sequel for video shelf space. There it is. But this has fat smoking guy. He actually has a name. His name is Harold J. Brazow, who will, either with any luck or really with, I would say, some level of inevitability, be scoring his 300th credit soon.
Wow.
And he's the bearded fat guy that smokes. Harold.
I don't quote me, but Jackie, is he what's his name's publisher or manager in American Fiction? Or is it just two fat white bald guys, Jewish bald guys? And I'm just
odds are it's
racist.
him.
Okay.
Just by the credit count, right?
Great.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Either way, those guys should get together, because
sure,
probably have some things to talk about. Do the Spider-Man
or
point at each other thing.
The club where they don't step on each other's toes, so everybody gets their piece of the pie. Because he was kind of talking about it in interviews, like, it's great, honestly. You start out as angry fat guy with sandwich on Subway, fat guy on a train, but eventually, like, you're like Dr. So-and-so in the X-Files, and you're a dentist, and you're a publisher, and you're all those things, right?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're the lead
man in
glasses.
Bad. Yeah. So his career spans 6 decades.
Wow,
he's been doing that for 6 decades, 300 parts. And he's probably already broke 300. They just missed a few on the IMDb list or whatever. But he did have a stroke in 2011 on the stage production for Hairspray, but he recovered, has been working since. He's 71 years old, so he's got it's more inevitable than anything that he's going to go ahead and break that 300 count, which is an achievement for the character actors. And hell, it sure beats working. Well, the other thing he said is, like, it beats working, and nobody goes through your trash when you're a fat guy on the train, right?
That's
like,
true.
no one's harassing this man. Like, it's the dream. Yeah.
In this one, he's an accountant, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Or IRS.
Something like that.
Tax guy or something like that.
No, the tax guy... Didn't the tax guy get thrown onto the air traffic?
I think they are all tax.
No, that's the attorney.
Let's get to the movie, and we can discuss who these people are.
Okay. So Cabal is back. We did Nightbreed, right?
No.
Yeah.
Not for the podcast.
We haven't done Nightbreed yet?
No.
Should I have to do
you
Nightbreed?
guys really have bad memories, but whatever.
Well, it's been... How many movies have we done now?
I know which ones I have not seen on the podcast and talked about.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Craig Sheffer
is
he's on here.
Yep.
I guess he'll be back
probably
eventually. How do you guys feel about A River Runs Through It?
I really, really liked that movie.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen it.
Do you remember that he's the guy? He's Norman McLean in that. Like, you have this career of Craig Sheffer doing shit like this, Nightbreed, and that one time he played Norman McLean in A River Runs Through It, and it's just the strangest casting decision.
Since it came out, thank you. I haven't seen it since it came out, so I am not real clear on how I feel about it, but I'd be interested in checking it out, considering that Brad Pitt notoriously does not take bad movies since that point in time. And Tom Skerritt is always fantastic.
Always fantastic. And I say it's a questionable casting decision because of what Sheffer does on either side of it. There's nothing wrong that he doesn't.
No,
he holds himself to the standard of the rest of the film.
But then the rest of his career is this. It just doesn't make what the fuck?
I don't like him.
He's got a weird head.
I think he sucks as Cabal.
Yeah.
I think that Cabal is like one of the suckiest movie heroes ever.
Yeah.
And I love him in this because he's playing a doofus and I buy every second of it.
Yeah. But he's still not likable. You just don't like him.
No.
Isn't he on Bones?
No.
Or was he just in the Buffy and the Vampire
That's
Slayer?
not the same guy.
Not even the same guy.
That guy is good looking. Craig Schaefer's got a weird head.
Craig Sheffer's in One Tree Hill for the TV.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's Schaefer.
Oh, I never watched that.
Pretty sure it's Schaefer, not Sheffer.
It's spelled Sheffer.
I'm pretty sure it's Schaefer.
There's no A in it.
We'll call him Craigo, just to get that right. Oh, Craigo. Craig DeLeodo.
Sea Chef.
Okay.
His rap name.
Yeah, right. All right, what else?
Did you guys see Fire in the Sky? Because he was in that, and that was kind of a big deal. I never saw that.
Alien one, right?
I didn't see that one.
Nobody saw that.
Aliens abduct him. Is that right?
Shove things in his butt, probably.
Yeah,
I think everybody saw Communion and was like, "Oh fuck, no!" And then that came out, and people were like, "This is really good." And like, "Yeah, I saw Communion. I'm good, thanks."
Yeah.
Jennifer Beals is in this movie. She does not age.
Have you seen her lately?
She is 61, and if she has absolutely no makeup on, she looks like she maybe is 40. Maybe.
Wow. Good for her. She's a maniac.
In The Dubious Nature, her different bios across the internet, it's like they're just scattered and written poorly. And so there's like this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then like strange sentences. So Jennifer Beals is a practitioner of Kung Fu, Sanshou, and kickboxing. Also, she's a triathlete. Huh.
Does she also enjoy a casual Californian lifestyle?
I think so. And she's like, she got to do the McDonald's. She was like the chairman of the McDonald's Day Parade or something too.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
You know what's crazy is that I was trying to place her the entire time, and I'm looking at her film history now, and I'm like,
you got to know who
damn, she was in Flashdance.
The
That's
chain,
why
Jackie.
I remember
No
her.
chain.
The fucking chain, man. That's all you got to say. I said she's a maniac. What are you, man? How do you not know who Jennifer Beals is?
So
I mean, apparently I'm not that big of a fan because all these movies that I'm
something or other. The fucking soundtrack is awesome, dude. I don't give a shit about Flashdance, a movie. That fucking soundtrack is all bangers.
Oh yeah.
I've only seen one of her movies other than this one, and it's Flashdance.
Yeah, because everybody's seen Flashdance.
The one.
Oh, I guess I saw Taken, but I didn't realize she was in that.
Yeah, she's the mom.
So this whole time you guys watching the movie, Justin's just making repeated Flashdance jokes, and you're just not getting them.
No, I was just like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, shut up over there.
Oh, that's amazing.
I was like, that woman looks really familiar. Maybe she played Olive in that Popeye movie. And I'm like, no, that's not her.
Good Lord.
That's fucking.
And I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
She's much better looking than that actress.
She just died.
I'm like, who is this?
What the hell's her name? Jesus Christ. Mrs. Torrance.
And, I don't.
Shelley Duvall.
I try not to like look into the people too much, right? Because that's kind of Sam's thing. And let's just face it, I'm lazy. And so the whole time you were making Flashdance things, and I was like, yeah, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Weird, man. Weird. Okay.
And you've seen Flashdance is the best part.
I saw Flashdance when it came out.
Yeah.
The drive-in.
And you're like, Jennifer Beals, I think she's in Flashdance. What else has she done? She doesn't have to do anything. That thing was such a big fucking hit.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, I already said Nordling was in like 24 and shit, but he was also in Flight 93. I think he was one of the heroes in Flight 93. I didn't watch that. I didn't want to see it. It was going to be too depressing for me, but tough. He's in it.
It's tough. It's not a good movie, but it's I can't do it. It's tough. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So at one point, I guess they get on, because you sign on to these things sight unseen, I guess. Mm-hmm. That would be the only way that this dubious bit of trivia would happen. That they're there to do the movie, and allegedly the cast went on strike because the script made no sense.
Wow.
That's a thing you can do?
Well, according to the Guild, no. They were immediately fired back you can't strike a DTV production that you signed on to sight unseen, dickheads. Go back to work.
It seems a little like there's some hubris there, you know? Like, yes. What do you do? Hey, what do you do? Do you pick at the writer's house? Like, this script stinks. This script stinks. Go back to work, assholes. You knew the script was going to stink.
Back to work, assholes. I figure of the strikers, I don't know who's striking on this, because I know that Jay Barzal is not going to strike. Uh-huh. He's got to be moving on to the next thing. Yeah, he's playing fat guy with cigar in a week. He needs to get on and off this set. Yeah. Tom Berenger isn't interested in striking. Jennifer Beals can't possibly be interested in striking because this is the mediocrity period of her career before she embraces television. So who the fuck are the people that strike?
Craig Sheffer. Sheffer.
It's like, I was in a river runs through it. They're like, shut up, dickhead.
I know, Tom Skerritt. Get out of here, Craig Sheffer. You got a weird head. You don't get to strike.
Tom Berenger punches him in the balls, and he was like, I just got back from Tom Skerritt's house, dickface.
Yeah, right. It was a Tom weekend.
Personal friends with him. There was apparently some friction between director David Mackey, who has done 13 films besides this that I've never heard of, and Tom Berenger upon wardrobe. I guess Berenger just shut up and was going to wear his own clothes and do his thing.
Fuck yeah, man.
And that there was probably some friction, but that friction was immediately ended when Tom Berenger was like, fuck you, I'm just doing what I want. You can't fucking throw me off this. I'm Tom Berenger. Mm-hmm. I think he said like, well, what kind of movie are we making here? And the director's like, okay, go ahead and wear your quote unquote purple honeymoon shirt.
Okay.
I don't think that's it. I just figure like that's been embellished. Like, would he call this shirt his purple honeymoon shirt? I don't know. At the time in real life, he was actually on the verge of getting divorced. So, but I see the shirt and I'm like, well, Tom Berenger's just wearing his own clothes here. Mm. That's cool. And then the pint of milk business.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
He's just like,
all I could think is that he's got indigestion.
Milk's not going to help with that.
No.
Yeah, it does.
It's going to make it worse.
You're crazy. Milk, lactose, Jackie. That makes you...
Lactic acid.
Yeah, it's not... No.
Hey, I watched Mad Men. You put Alka-Seltzer in it, and it's wonderful.
Okay.
I've never tried it. I bet it's gross.
I think
but
I'd reach for the Pepto. If you've got heartburn, nausea, constipation, diarrhea. That was in Flashdance too, wasn't it? That was on the soundtrack. That's a banger.
Yeah.
When
Maniac in the bathroom.
You know, when she goes to Taco Bell after working in the steel mill all day. That scene. Woo! Hand me the Pepto.
Baja Blast in the toilet. No, I figured the milk thing with Berenger is he's on set, he sees a pint of milk, and he's like, bring me that to one of the stagehands. He's like, don't lose this.
Yeah.
I'm getting involved. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, I know this guy's a total milk drinker. Don't fuck with me on this. And he's just enjoying himself. He's making his own fun with that milk, and I love it.
He's a Nord of Skyrim milk drinker. Fucking milk drinkers. God damn it.
That's what I got on this thing.
Okay. All right. That was a good boring bullshit there, Sam. Nice and to the point. Left me lots of jokes. Let's get into it. So there's all of 8 people on a flight on an airline called Con Air. Hey, welcome to Con Air.
And immediately that song starts in my head from that movie.
Isn't it Faith Hill?
How do I live without
Yeah, right.
you?
And Cage comes off the plane, his hair is flowing, majestic. God damn it. Let's just do Con Air again. That movie's fucking dumb. That's great. God damn it. So, but, so there's all of 8 people on this fucking flight. And guess what? Turbulence! Oh no! And the guy that Sam was talking about that's done 3 on rolls, I don't know what his character's name is in this movie. He's like, oh, I'm freaking out. And he runs out of the plane. He's like at the back door. He's going to open it up. And they're like, no. And then he opens it up and walks outside because it's just a simulator.
Because they have anxiety simulators at the airport.
This is a group of people who are taking a group session for phobias that all is not related to the airport, but like, hey, we're with the Afraid of Things folks group, and we'd like to use the airport to get people to be not afraid of snakes because they're on planes, right?
Oh my God, guys, this is a real thing.
At the airport? Of course there's group sessions for phobias, but at the airport?
I thought for sure
British
they would just
Airways?
have a sign that says, take the bus, fucko.
No, there's like several like big airlines, Alaska Airlines, Virgin, British Airways. They all offer a fear of flying clinic.
Right. That is one specific phobia. I understand that. This is not just the fear of flying people, because Jennifer Beals has got agoraphobia. Or I mean, not agoraphobia, claustrophobia.
Claustra.
And Martin, Craig Schaefer's got fear of heights.
He's got straight up vertigo.
Yeah, he's got vertigo. Now, those could be unfortunate if you're flying, but they are not related to flying. They are not flying specific phobias. I don't know what the fear of flying is.
You know what, Justin? You tell that to the attorney that got thrown out.
TWA phobia, whatever fear of flying would official term would be called. Like, but I mean, it doesn't. This is not a thing. The fear of flying group, sure, like the plane is going to crash. That's when you're fucking fear of flying. But claustrophobia and fear of heights, totally not the same thing. You got to go someplace else, dude, not the airport.
And then they get to go on a tour of all the facilities to make him feel better.
Yeah.
And they like take him up to air traffic control. And it's like, no, you don't get to go to air traffic control.
No, you don't get to go to the control tower. Even in the 90s. Come on.
Yeah.
One guy in the back raises his hands like, yeah, I thought we were going to help with some of my Nom flashbacks. And they're like, dude, wrong group, man. He's like, God damn it. That guy's still got, PTSD from Nom. They're not going to help him at the airport.
No.
Spiders? Are we going to do spiders at the airport? No. Damn it. Fear of commies. Can we do that? Yes, we can definitely take care of fear of commies at the airport. The Red Scare, we got a whole class for that. And they're like, they do this for like 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
And it's, are they related to each other in any form or fashion? Or is it just a group of strangers that have signed up for this phobia cure course at the airport?
And flight.
Yeah, it just seems like this is a rando group of strangers, and that this is how Jessica and her and what was that guy's name? Elliot. Mm-hmm. How they meet is, it kind of seems like they've met during this 3-week course, and they went on one date.
Which is enough to,
and then he's all
bang in the bathroom,
being all fucking creepy on the flight.
Yeah,
like, let's go to Hawaii and we can like wear our swimsuits or not. It kind of reminded me of that skit on Saturday Night Live, Guy with a Boat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's totally a guy with the boat.
He's like, I have a small wiener. Let's go to Hawaii.
It's so fucking weird. Anyways,
and she's like gonna be a flight attendant and has to go through this, which is generally gonna be disqualifying, I think, for her.
Claustrophobia? I mean,
chosen like any problem that you're gonna have with your job on a plane, they're like, this isn't a line of work for you.
Is claustrophobia something that would be a problem on a plane? I know that when you're sitting down, you don't have much space, but flight attendants aren't sitting down. They got quite a bit of room, actually. Like, I mean, you'd have to have a pretty bad case. Like, you couldn't go to the bathroom type claustrophobia.
Yeah, the bathroom and the little elevator.
No. I'm talking about like a real bathroom. Like, you couldn't go into your own house bathroom. It's too tight of a space, because my bathroom in my house is smaller than a fucking airplane. Airplanes are big.
But not airplane bathrooms.
You don't have to shit in the airplane. Flight attendants don't shit in the airplane bathroom. They're serving drinks, telling you where the bathroom is. They don't go in there.
Yeah, they do. They're like growlers. I mean, you're on a long flight. Everybody's gonna poo.
If you're flying a long flight, they're nice bathrooms. They're not airplane like what they're not this. Jackie and I have been on transcontinental flights. The bathrooms are quite large. They are comfortable.
I'm just gonna say I did not go to the bathroom on that flight.
You passed out. You slept.
Yeah, I took an Ambien and I drank 2 things of vodka.
Right.
And I went to sleep for 9 hours.
Whereas I took 4 Ambiens and 3 bottles of wine, and I still couldn't sleep. Like, I probably should have died, and I still couldn't sleep.
Huh.
So I went to the bathroom a lot, because I drank 3 bottles of wine. I was fucking lit. And tired.
So he's got a real clear picture of that bathroom, because he spent a lot of time in it.
Yeah. I know what the details are on Transcon Airbus bathrooms, but just a 737 from SeaTac to LA, that is a tiny ass bathroom, and those ladies are not pooping in there.
They're claiming this is a 747 that's going to fuel up in LA and then go to the rest of the way to Hawaii.
Yeah, right. And they don't have enough people on that flight. This airline's losing money to go to Hawaii. No, you can't do that.
I'm also of the mind that if I was going to be a flight attendant, since we're on the topic, there are a couple of things I would enjoy. One, free drinks.
Hand jobs. Oh, wait. Did I say that?
No.
Damn it. They just don't do that
and
anymore, do they, Sam?
I would totally
Thanks a lot, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
I would totally take
that girl that robbed everybody with...
Okay, so I, as a flight attendant, would enjoy a few things. 1, drinking free drinks on the plane.
Okay.
2, taking huge dumps in the bathroom so that people that were trying to do the Mile High Club had to smell my shit the entire time. And then 3, ramming people with the cart.
Cart ramming, huh?
Yeah, I would do it. I'd be like, I'm going to do this because that guy's a fucking asshole. And I'd just totally keep ramming him. I wouldn't even say, excuse me. Like the nice people, I'd be like, excuse me, coming up on your right.
Do you think that you could pass flight attendant training, Jackie? No, you're fired. I'm sorry. You don't get to be a flight attendant. You're not allowed on this Delta. Actually, that's not true. You could totally be a flight attendant on Spirit. They'd be like, fuck yeah, man.
She showed up.
Yeah.
A+.
Yep. She's mostly drunk. That's better than most of us.
And then I would just blame my instability to stand on turbulence.
Right. And then you'd have to say 2 after, like, quiet. No, turbulence. 2.
It's like fall into somebody.
And 3. Tub Manager!
Wait, there's a 3rd one?
Yeah, we're going to...
There's a 3rd one of these?
Man, you checked out at the beginning. You were thinking about Jennifer Beals the whole time, weren't you?
Yeah, Craig Sheffer is in the 3rd one as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
playing a completely different character.
All right, so let's get back to this. They've graduated. They get diplomas.
And a plane ticket.
And a plane ticket to Hawaii that this group of people who are questionably related to each other in some form or fashion, or complete strangers, are all going to Hawaii as I guess part of the fear of flight. Like, you did it. Now let's check out your new skills. Let's see how you feel about flying now. With a trip to Hawaii. Wait, how much did I pay for this class?
Yeah, a lot. Also, you have a chance to bail in LA if you can't do it.
Right. I mean, but then you got to take the bus back to SeaTac or Kansas, whether you're related to each other or not, because it's so fucking unclear if these people have any. Where are they from?
Seattle metropolitan area, I guess,
is where they're flying out of, but that doesn't mean that it's so vague. So, anyways, meanwhile, someone is missing with a cell phone. My God.
My God.
That's all we see is somebody opening up a luggage, flipping an old, what were those? Nokias, I think? Or what were those?
There was a Nokia and there was a Motorola 68 something, the actual flip open.
But it wasn't a flip phone. The phone didn't split in half. It was the one that had, like, the phone was a solid chunk, but only the microphone part of it flipped forward.
That was the Motorola.
Okay, that's what this was. And the guy flips it over and takes the battery off to suspenseful music. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is that?
The back chunk that you were talking about was the battery.
Right.
On those.
What the fuck does this have? Oh, he's getting in his luggage and changing the battery. They make it seem like this guy's planning a bomb into his cell phone and he's going to get through the airport, but all he does is take the battery off. That's it. And it's like, were people so vague and not sure of what cell phones really were in 1996 that if you just took the battery off, they're like, oh my God, that guy's doing something. He's taking his electronics apart. That means nefariousness.
Or he's a super genius. I didn't even know you could do that.
He's on the Geek Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the foreshadowing. Martin, he's like, goodbye, son. Goodbye, mom. I think you're my mom.
Unclear.
What is clear is he's like, you'll know the number that you can always reach me, which is 1-800-BAD-HAIRCUTS. Because him and his son have bad haircuts.
They went to the same barber. Yeah, his son
got two totally different shitty haircuts.
This kid, I'm going to be honest, this movie wouldn't be the same without this kid. This kid,
no, he's a total
stinks.
He's a moppet.
He's a moppet. And it's glorious. I mean, the dialogue is bad for this kid. Whoever wrote, like, it's just, I don't want to insult children, but it's like, nobody loves their dad that much. Nobody.
Yeah.
And this kid worships his flight or his plane engineering father.
Something. And he's also like, they piss me off right here too, because he's got a toy that he calls like Dragon Ninja. This is Black Dragon Ninja. It's like, no, it's King Ghidorah, you fucking dickface.
Just a Ghidorah. I mean, yeah. We couldn't pay for the rights for something that's in the public domain. Nice. All aboard. So they all get on the plane. The attendants, there's a new guy. He's late and unprepared, and they're like, his punishment for being late and unprepared, and you look like Mikey Day from Saturday Night Live. You got to do the flight crew, the announcements, the warnings. Do the where you pull the paper out of the back and you flip through it and you say, sure, put the mask on your face and not your kids first. Whatever that's called, you got to do that. He's like, okay, all right, everybody, this is a flight. You know the routine. Use your electronics because you're going to do it anyways. And honestly, I don't care if you vape or use smokeless tobacco. Use the nicotine pouches. Why do we even have that law? They're not tobacco. They're nicotine. Just use the nicotine. Yeah. Go ahead. Use them. And then he leaves the mic on. And the ladies start talking, oh, man, this flight is going to be shit. Because the first thing we run into is a hurricane and then a firenado and then the tornadoes from twisters and then a flying cow. Birds are going to get sucked up into the engine. We're going to have to fly this thing fucking upside down, probably land in the New York harbor, and I'll get out and then shake the pilot's hand because he's a goddamn American hero. It's going to be not great flight. I'm not looking forward to it. And everybody here's on it, the plane, and they all have fear of flying.
Yep. Well, we're starting to see the passenger makeup of this because they've even mentioned, they're like, oh, is this another one of the anxiety flights? I'm like, that's a thing?
That's a thing.
This is a thing.
Oh, no. Not this one. These people are fucked.
Like, oh, we just get all the people that are going to freak the fuck out and we put them on one plane. Yeah. What could go wrong? Also, this plane's going to have to go upside down in a diarrhea tidal wave because of the weather or whatever. Like, nothing could go wrong here. They're like, oh no, we only have like 60% of the plane full of genuine 100% flight risks. Who's the other 40% of the plane? Very questionable characters that seem like bad guys.
Yeah.
Because the plane's loading up, and you're like, anxiety patient. Is that a bad guy? Anxiety patient. Is that a bad guy?
I'm pretty sure that's
And then
the
there's
bad
one guy who's just a sleazeball. There is one normal human on this plane who only gets like one line later when he's like sexually harassing a couple of... Okay, there's two girls and one guy that are just normal passengers. So there's 3 normal passengers, questionable characters, and anxiety patients. The entire flight.
Jackie and I the whole time were like pointing out bad guys. Like, that's a bad guy. That's a bad guy.
Yeah. Is that a bad guy?
That they say like, oh, we're going to have more flight attendants than normal so that, you know, you feel safe, yada, yada, yada. But then there's only 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. That's the minimum.
That doesn't seem like... Yeah, like that's okay.
Even on
fliers.
Even on one of those. I can't remember what the planes are called. But like if you take a flight from Boise to Salt Lake, or Salt Lake to Portland, or Seattle to Portland, sometimes you take a prop plane. You still fly a fucking prop plane.
Yeah,
and they have 3 fucking flight attendants. You have to have 2 to run the cart. And 1 to run the fucking bathroom up front for the people that got the extra leg room. 3 is the minimum. You're not bringing in extra talent. Come on. The 747's got like 4, at least 4. Right?
I would think that if you've got, so there's at least, we see in this movie at least 3 separate cabin spaces.
Yeah.
That would be, I would say, a minimum of 5. No, 7. 2 per cabin space and an extra.
That's 5. No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for each deck, you would have at least 3.
The 747 doesn't have multiple decks.
No, it's just, but it's separated like front to back, so you'd have
curtains.
2 front, 2 middle, 2 rear, and an extra floater.
You got
so they're down 4 flight attendants, not extra.
Yeah, you guys don't have enough. I mean, there's not a lot of people on this flight.
Well, that in this movie like alludes to get up the stairs. So they're saying that this is a double decker
No.
bus.
Up the stairs is where the pilot. In a 747, you do have to go up the stairs to get to the cockpit, Shaggy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's elevated so that they can put more shit underneath the pilots. Because they don't need to, I don't know, have drink service or whatever. Anyways, where the fuck am I? Okay, all aboard. The guy says the thing. They take off, and oh my god, turbulence! Immediately. Duh.
Ah.
A guy barfs. The fat guy barfs.
Yep. Like, what is that? And you go, that's flying out of SeaTac.
Yeah, really.
Or Frisco. The wind is, until you get clear of that airport, it is a fucking chop show.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. San Francisco's fine to fly into. It's Denver.
I've had some pretty choppy
Denver.
takeoffs and landings in Frisco.
Denver is the one. You gotta be fucking Sully to fly into Denver, man. That place, that's not a great airport to fly into. It's a fine place.
Ice skate landings.
Yeah, icy, fucking windy, fucking landings, mile up in the air. Okay. Turbulence is over. That's done. Martin, he's like, yeah, funny story about flying in a plane. One time I flew in one and it crashed and my wife died.
But he doesn't say that yet.
But I'm single now. Hint, hint. If this little weird Hawaii trip between you and this guy who's clearly evil doesn't work out, I'll just wedge myself in between you two throughout the entire flight and say attemptive charming things like, isn't my son a precocious scamp? And Jennifer Beals is like, I'm not sure if I like your vibe, but you're not Elliot.
She just
I don't
looks
know.
up.
She seems pretty down.
She does seem down, but like I say, he's slinging out mud, and she's like, yeah, but the alternative is this douche. Because Elliot sucks.
He's a total douche. She goes to the bathroom. She's like, oh, yeah, you guys are fucking both stupid. And so she's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then Elliot just fucking jumps in there with her.
He doesn't just jump in there, Sam. Ryan Reynolds looks at the camera and says, yeah, I'm checking this one off the list, right, boys? And then on the way, high fives every fucking Elon Musk loving douche on the way to the fucking bathroom because he thinks he's going to get in the Mile High Club. Uninvited. Like, oh, you're going to the bathroom? You know what? No, she's going in there to take a shit, dude, not get fucked.
She's pooping.
What
if she was pooping? What do you do at that point? Like, oh, God, what did you eat? Smells like whiskey and a sack of dead squirrels in here.
I mean, I can wait outside, but I got to get this. I just high-fived a bunch of fucking tools on the way to I got to tell the boys. Don't leave me hanging, because that's the fucking look he gets when he gets, like, he doesn't rape her. But he kind of pushes the issue pretty hard, and she's like, I don't want to do this. And then he looks at the fucking camera and rolls his eyes like, gah, so close, dude.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I was going to tell all the boys. I was going to go back and be like, yeah. And they're going to be like, dude, you're the coolest, man. Well, that's like better than twins, bro. For the record, it's not.
I also like that when they come out, that the old ladies are like, the Mile High Club is alive and well. And the other old lady goes, I invented the Mile High Club.
She's the founder. And I think that if you're the founder of the Mile High Club, there's some recognition when you board the plane.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Like, there should be a standing ovation, people clapping.
That lady is awesome.
I mean, I've never had sex on a plane.
No, me neither.
I feel like you have to be a pilot or a flight attendant to pull it off, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it happens. You know what I have had? Not sex on a plane. I've had snakes on a plane. I've had them.
Do you think you'd get kicked off?
If you're
because
snake,
you're gonna
I
make
hope
it
so.
through. No, if it's those rubber ones, like if you just have like a pocket in your carry-on, it's a bunch of rubber snakes, and you're going through TSA, and they're like, "Fuck, this isn't illegal, but I know what this guy is up to because they're just rubber. You can't like what do we do here? Do we let this? We can't stop him. They're just rubber snakes in a bag. We can't fucking stop this." And then, you get on the plane and the second gets up in the air, you just throw them out and we're like, "How about God, snakes on a motherfucking plane!" And you fall in the aisle and just throw rubber snakes everywhere. How much would you go to prison, or is it just like overnight in jail?
God damn it. Oh, I don't know, but it needs to happen, and I do not have the balls. I am not, that's not me, America, but somebody has got to do it. And I don't even know if you can just you can tone it down a little bit and just like have one in each hand when you come into the plane. You got to be at the back of the plane. You got to be last on board basically, and go get these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane. And
you go into the bathroom and you come out with the snake shaking like you're fighting them, and you do like a WWF snake versus man fight out of the bathroom or the front of the plane.
Oh my God. That would be so much better than the actual movie. Like, I would stand up and clap.
Is even having this conversation against TSA regulations.
Yeah, right. Is it illegal to have motherfucking fake snakes on your motherfucking plane? I don't think it is. I don't think that's in the book, Sam.
No, I think that's what the TSA guys would be like, oh, God damn it, no. It's like the slow-moving football at the man's groin. They see it, and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think you can do anything about it. Ooh, but yeah, I think you're going to get in trouble. You're in trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble you're going to get into.
There's got to be some like civil unrest or something, right?
Yeah, right. Like
causing panic on a national flight or something. But
yeah, probably get blacklisted. Probably not worth it. But man, it would be sweet.
But it would be super funny.
It would be super
that
funny.
One time.
That one time. Okay. The old broads are down. Turbulence. Oh no. And the pilot, he's taking a shit right now. He's like, oh crap. Whoa, God damn it. Why didn't I poop at Seattle?
Yeah, they've only been up in the air like 10 minutes.
Oh shit.
They are still climbing.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you boys have the controls. I gotta go drop the kids off at the pool.
You know what time it is, right? It's the time I go in the bathroom and read magazines for an hour and a half, and then I come out and I land this thing. That's all I do.
Somebody needs to hit the flaps. My ass is asleep.
Yeah. What the hell? So, like, turbulence, the plane's heading straight down, and all the people are like, ah! And pilot gets out, he, like, has to get help because shit got knocked over, and he's stuck in the toilet, and he's like, God, get me out of here. So he gets out, he runs back upstairs, and the co-pilots are out. Oh, no. And the autopilot's disengaged. We're plummeting to our deaths. Oh, shit, the ground. And they die.
It begs the first question. Did he get a chance to wipe?
He never got a chance to wipe. The whole movie, he's got poop butt.
He's got poop butt.
Meanwhile, his wife is not surprised when he gets home.
He doesn't get home, Jackie. His butt actually gets more poop butt. He evacuates later. Anyways, so the co-pilots are passed out. He's like, oh, shit. He gets on the stick and he pulls up, and the plane can do that, even though it was in a death spiral, and they just fucking took off in a massive storm, which I'm assuming has all sorts of different pressure systems and is pushing the plane continually in different directions. No, he doesn't pull up. They could crash and die. You can't take a shit in the fucking... Come on, man. So he calls into the tower, and he's like, hey, we got to turn this thing back. There's people, the co-pilots are like, I don't know if they're really lazy or what, but they're not helping me out here. Also, I have got to still wipe, so I think I'm going to land this back in town and then take care of some stuff, if you know what I mean.
This is the first of many dubious things that happen with the direction and return to SeaTac, because the air traffic controller goes, well, you're over Portland right now. Just land there.
Yeah, nope. That's not. Have you been in the bathrooms at Portland? They got that Costco toilet paper. Let's put it that way. I'm coming back to SeaTac. It's the kind of,
there's like, from SeaTac to LAX, there's like 10 major airports.
There's a buttload. They could land anywhere. They could seriously
land anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Without having to go back to SeaTac.
Roger, I hear your request for toilet paper, but there is a massive hurricane over Puget Sound, and all of Seattle is currently on fire. We've closed the runways. Wait, is that true? We can make an exception? Huh. Okay, we're going to make an exception for you on emergency basis. So yeah, come on back, trucker. Get it? Over and out.
Yeah.
However that works. I don't know.
Roger.
Yeah, I don't know if
10, what is it? 10-4, good buddy?
Roger. What's your vector? The other one?
Either way, yeah. So they're gonna let him come back.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, so start your emergency fuel dump. And I was like, what? I looked this up. It's a thing.
Hey, how do you not? Jackie didn't know that this was a thing either. How do you not know this is a thing?
I mean, it makes perfect sense now that I know that it's a thing because of how much a plane weighs, that they fuel it for a little bit extra for its destination so it's as light as possible during landing, which makes total sense now.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. And it's a giant fireball if it crashes. It melted the tower. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jet fuel is nasty stuff. Nasty fucking stuff. You don't want to have any problems with jet fuel. You got to get rid of it. Now, but my one question is, how do they, like, you can't just dump it. Like, if you walk out one day, go out to get the newspaper in your bathrobe. Hey, Greg, just check the Bulls game last night, and then just fucking, like Dave Matthews Band levels of fucking jet fuel dumps on top of you, and you're like, ah!
Well, from 50,000 feet, it would spread out. Like, it would just be shitty rain for a second.
Misty. Yeah, I guess that's true.
But either way, so, like, you're flying from SeaTac to LAX, the emergency fuel dump would be, like, 8% of the tanks because you've already made it to elevation.
Mm-hmm.
You're about, like, halfway. There's, even if you were to continue on to LAX in this emergency situation, minute by minute, you're like 3 minutes different, right?
Between having
from
fuel
turning.
Oh yeah, totally.
From turning around.
Yeah.
Like, once you make it to elevation, you're halfway fucking there.
You're fucking halfway there in that flight, for sure. You're just a glider, pretty much. Yeah, I say you keep going.
So SeaTac to Frisco is like 35-minute flight.
Mm-hmm.
That's faster than turning around.
Yeah, I've played Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know enough about flying a plane. I could bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, Jackie. I could land a plane if I only knew where the buttons were.
Yes.
And what they meant. But I know how the stick works. That's what they call it, right? Okay, so where the fuck are we? We're still on, oh man, God, we haven't made it anywhere. The passengers are poisoned too. New guy is like, oh no, I gave them all drinks. Who was in charge of these? It was me, shit. Security guy grabs him. There's a security guy, because this is before air marshals were on every flight. He's like, I'm security of this airline company. I make sure you guys don't steal the Jack Daniels bottles. Loss prevention. That's me. But I also have a gun.
Yeah. I am the one contingency plan for this flight that was so dubiously planned, with only anxiety passengers and very questionable characters beyond that.
I don't think that the security guy gets a gun on the plane, even in the 90s. He's a civilian.
No, he doesn't make any sense, because he claims to be federal and then claims to be an airline employee at different points, and he has a gun.
He shows his badge and it says security Transcon Air.
Yeah.
He works for the fucking company. He's a civvy. He doesn't get a gun on a plane, even if it's owned by that company.
Question mark, because of the practices of Union Pacific, right? Question mark.
Union Pacific is a railroad line. They don't have anything to do with flights.
I'm just saying that they get to do whatever the fuck they... Well, they bought all that land.
It's a railroad. You can have a gun on a railroad.
They were doing worse shit than that.
You think bums?
Yeah, they were just murdering the bums and throwing them off the trains.
Yeah. It's not an airplane, man.
It's not. No, you're right.
There's no bums on planes that we know of.
So he should have, like, just a baton or something.
He should have a baton.
Plus, a gun is such a shitty thing because of the cabin pressure.
Yeah. I think the air marshals pack heat. Anyways.
They do. That's one of the big question marks I had at the beginning. I'm like, well, that doesn't actually help anything.
Can't use it.
Because if he shoots it and he misses, then the cabin pressure.
Yeah, they die. Old guy opens the toilet door and a body falls out and it's got bullets in him. Or
question mark.
Something.
Those are not bullet holes by the end of it, but they look like a bullet hole, which makes you think that somebody's running around with a special gun that is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
A silencer.
Yeah. Right. 90s silencer. Turbulence!
Movie silencer.
And like the Czech guys are freaking out and in the back of the plane, and one guy goes and gets stabbed. I don't know where. He's just like I'm tired of arguing, and I'm going over to the flight attendant area, and he gets stabbed in there. And we know who did it. Like, it's obvious.
I didn't know.
I didn't know who did it because
What?
I was confused as to who was who at this point.
The only person in the back area of that plane is fucking Elliot. He comes out and says, "Oh my God, that man's been stabbed by me."
How does he keep his cuffs so clean?
Yeah, that was my question. Like, you stab somebody with one of those zing knifer things, and I mean, you're going to get backsplash, right?
I've seen Dexter. Blood everywhere.
Does he just have a Clorox pen in his pocket and he's like, God damn it.
That's in his other
before
arm.
he comes back, he's
Knife in one
Clorox
hand,
pen.
and then
Cha-ching.
and then cleaning supplies in the other. So the other Czech guy, he's like, "Oh yeah, well he says this all in Czech, Slovakian, I'm guessing. He's like, "I've got a trigger to bombs that is poison," and like Jennifer Beals is translating, and the whole time I'm thinking, wait, so he's got a trigger to poison the ice? But it turns out there's other poison that's in the luggage compartment that is tied to a bomb, and he can blow up the whole plane.
He can,
or get everybody poisoned with anthrax or something. And he's a terrorist.
This becomes very confusing.
Was he originally hijacking the plane, or
No,
was he
they were
transporting
just using
anthrax?
They were just using standard airline transport to transport their giant crate that had yellow warning tape on it that said "weapon of mass destruction" on it.
Huh. Okay. All right. So this is not going to plan. Look, we're just moving it from Seattle to LA. We got to get this weapon of mass destruction out of Seattle area. We've been paid by Jeff Bezos to bring it down here. Bill Gates said no, he doesn't want it. Try to offload it, but nobody wants it. It's freaking weird. So he grabs Jessica, he makes them all go to the cockpit, and he demands the plane lands from the pilot, and the pilot's like, "Look, the weather's so shitty, I don't even give a shit what you do. Blow the whole goddamn thing up. I don't fucking care, bro."
Well, it's great, too, that the guy that is the air marshal, quote-unquote, security force of private airline, when the guy pulls out the button, the way that this shakes out is he basically just hands the guy his gun, too.
Yeah, right?
Like, don't pull your gun now, stupid.
Oh my God, you've got Jessica, right? Is your name? Here's my gun, terrorist. Turbulence! The plane starts shaking. And Elliot, he attacks the Czech guy and knocks the gun out of his hand. And they get the gun. And terrorist has got the trigger still. And he's about to pull it. And then I guess Elliot shoots the trigger. But also at the back of the plane, some flight attendant who was not in the movie before goes, and falls to the ground like she got shot.
She's been shot.
Who was that?
She was one of the auxiliary flight attendants that were talked about, but remained unseen until they were shot.
So she's dead. Okay. But I thought he shot the trigger. I don't understand the cut.
This is another thing. Like, that detonator trigger mechanism has been shot and destroyed, correct?
Right. I think,
because later it is not. It's not even damaged. Or
he's like, haha, you missed because I can move it and you shot a flight attendant instead. I don't fucking understand. But Martin, he notices that Elliot picked up the detonator. He's like, hey, so nice job back there, but I think you did 3-card money with the detonator. What's your plan? Are you gonna like try to sell it at a pawn store later and make a couple bucks? No, I'm the bad guy. Oh, whoa.
This dialogue sequence is incredibly terrible.
Yeah.
Because he starts out where he's like, I'm an MI5 super spy, da-da-da-da-da, and explains the plot part of the way.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, well, then why are you a douche? And he's like, oh, well, I'm a bad guy.
Damn it.
And you're like, well, then who the fuck are you?
Damn it, you figured it out.
Yeah, and he has a British accent up to this point, but then later he's just honky-tonk Hank.
I thought that he didn't have a British accent. I thought he was honky-tonk Hank, then was like, oh, well, you've discovered my ruse, sir. I'm actually from British Secret Intelligence. London, that's where I'm from, crikey. G'day, mate. Oh, oops, that's a different place. And then as soon as they're like, that British accent sucks pretty bad, he's like, all right, I'm the bad guy. Whatever. I'd have to watch it again to see if he had a British accent.
He does for just a second, but then he is, like Jackie says, Texas Elliot.
Right, but was he British before he says he's MI6?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
He at least has an Aussie accent of some kind. Like he doesn't have an American accent at the first of this movie.
Okay, all right. So he's playing the long con. He's like,
long con?
The long con. Yeah, he was pretending to be British this whole time so that he could drug these Czech men and a bunch of people on the plane and then steal their weapon of mass destruction that they were just transporting from SeaTac to LA. Because he knows that he's not MI6. He's not MI5. He doesn't know shit about anything. He's not intelligence. How does he know about these fucking Czech guys transporting toxic mustard gas from Seattle to LA?
Unclear.
Bro told him?
Well, he does have a bro, but we don't find that out for later.
We don't even know what that bro does. Like how, we know what he does, but
he wears a trench coat.
Yeah, that's bad enough, right?
And anybody who's anybody knows, dusters and trench coats always equal bad guys.
Either selling watches or showing their penis to ladies who are not interested.
But there's always that one old lady that's like, yeah, guys, wouldn't believe what happened to me today.
Then there's a kid on a roof throwing ice cubes at him. All right. So the Czech guy's like, no, he's bad guy. Wrong. I'm UPS of terrorists. He is stealing the bomb. And you need to kill him or we're all going to die. He's like, God damn it. So he shoots the fucking Czech guy. And, he stabs it. He stabs the security guy with his knife hand.
Yeah, he kills our security man with his knife hand, and now he's taken control of the flight and taken the gun from the security agent who is really only there to provide separate criminals with a firearm.
Meanwhile, up in the cockpit, the pilot is like, I was in the toilet, and it was a bad one. real big digger. And then this turbulence happens. And I'm still confused on why Gary and Steve over here are fucking passed out. I don't get it. Like, did they drink too much? I mean, let me get it straight. I was in the bathroom for a long time because of the whiskey shits. I mean, I'm pretty house, but I'm the normal type of pilot house. These guys are passed out, right, Sykes? And Tom Berenger's on the ground being like, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty drunk, too. This is a miserable job, and it has the highest suicide rate in the nation. And they're like, they're oblivious to everything that's happening in the back of the plane. All this terrorist shit, they got no idea. None.
And Tom Berenger doesn't say, you've been flying back to SeaTac twice as long as it took you to leave.
It's really, where are you?
Where are you?
You've got little instruments that actually, they tell you where I am. There's a little arm that goes around in a circular motion and goes, blue, blue, blue. Shows where I'm at. Is that what that is? Huh. I thought that was Galaga. Damn it.
I should be getting back there any second. Well, actually, according to the radar, you're above Albuquerque.
Oh.
Maybe you should land there.
Time for me to take a wrong turn. In Albuquerque. It's Bugs Bunny joke. Yeah.
They have to try to get control of the plane back, even though the pilot is in control of the plane and the cockpit hasn't been seized yet. And mostly the return flight to SeaTac is going mostly according to plan. But they hate Elliot and they
Hawaii.
Yeah, they're such a Hawaii. Old out hope.
Yeah. So they hatch the greatest plan in the history of surprises.
Suck it, McLean.
Because no one expects a party girl in the overhead compartment.
It's the old, oh god damn it, thirsty girl ploy. Thirsty girl in the bin ploy.
So,
and how does she even get it open?
Right?
She's just got to be holding it kind of shut and peeking. And so Elliot walks back and they're like, Elliot, we need your help with something. And he's like, what the fuck would I help you for? I'm taking you hostage. This is not how it works. And she's like, party girl in the compartment, boo. And he's like, oh my God. And then they take his gun and they're like, oh yeah, gotcha, bitch.
Got me.
And then some guy shows up who's obviously a bad guy. And they're like, here, hold this gun. And he's like, thanks. I'm a bad guy too. You're like, yep, this works. The math is right on the 60-40 bad guys to anxiety patients.
God, we were so close. Look, I got to admit, girl in the overhead bin, classic.
Yeah, they did not see that coming. Like, no one would ever see that coming.
I should have. It's an old ploy. Old spy ploy, actually. Girl in the overhead bin. Oh, man. Whew.
And, like, what was the point of that? Like, was she supposed to knock him out with the door?
She doesn't do anything. She just goes,
yeah, she just opens it. It's like, surprise,
I'm in here.
in this compartment.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck are you doing up there?
Oh, they got my gun. Shit. It's so dumb. So he's like, the other guy, his partner's like, here's your gun back. Oh, thanks. So then he finally goes up to the cockpit and he's like, oh, by the way, this plane got taken over by like a long time ago. And the pilot's like, how'd you get in here? Even in the 90s, we had locks on these fucking doors. I have to let you in here. Whatever.
And then he's going to run him through the scenarios of like, well, the Czech terrorists did have the plane hostage for a while, but now then this happened and I have a bad guy. And he's just, the pilot turns around and goes, how many bad guys are on this flight anyway?
Surprisingly a lot.
There's like 9 bad guys.
A shark,
yeah,
a wolf, and a snake with a bad Hawaiian shirt.
And
are all on this plane.
You know what's really crazy? They got girls in the overhead bin in this flight. I thought that's where luggage went.
Well, they are luggage if you're... Never mind.
No, they got baggage for sure. Daddy never came home type of baggage, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, he tells the pilot about the party girl in the overhead compartment. He's like, oh, man, I remember the first time I got rickrolled.
So the pilot's like, not on my plane, motherfucker, and fights him. And then Elliot, like, knows karate or whatever, and, like, kicks him in the ribs. The pilot flies backwards and, like, snaps his neck on the yoke, and Elliot's like, shit.
Yeah, this is every drunk person's nightmare, is when you're too drunk and you accidentally trip yourself and fall into a corner or something and die.
I thought you were going to say it's every drunk person's nightmare is when you take over a plane and then kick the pilot too hard and he snaps his neck on the controls, because that's not what everybody that's drunk thinks about, Jackie. Just you.
There may be some safety concerns at our house that I might have to put some styrofoam over the top of so I don't die.
So Martin tries to get on the phone and call SeaTac, and the partner's like, no, you don't get to make phone calls. Are you kidding me? It's like, well, damn it.
And let's be realistic. This whole process is going to take like 30 to 40 minutes before they actually connect his ass to anyone.
Right.
He's just on hold listening to the music when the guy's like, hey, are you on the phone?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm listening to music.
And then Jessica bonks him in the back of the head with some indescribed object.
Well, it's like Elliot has gone into the cockpit and he's just hanging out there calling other bad guys on the phone.
Right.
He's just chilling up there. And he's like, all right, bad guy bro, you just take care of this. And he's like, okay, I will subdue all of these people unarmed. Oh no, they have overpowered me because I have no weapons. I did not see this coming whatsoever. And then 8-on-1, I thought I had this. I thought I had this in the bag.
They put the poison ice in him.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not drinking poison ice. And so the new guy, Mikey Day from Saturday Night Live, grabs a butter knife and is like, I got this. You'll eat the ice or else. Oh no, butter knife.
Yeah, don't plug his nose so that he has to open his mouth. Butter knife this son of a bitch.
They don't even like use the butter knife to like pry his jaws open. He just kind of hangs a butter knife over his face and is like, you're gonna get it, fucker. Oh no.
It's, it would probably work. You think about it, you're like, okay, getting stabbed in the face repeatedly with that butter knife is gonna suck worse than getting drugged, so I'll open up.
I think I can fight off a butter knife, Sam. I'm just putting it. I'm not a tough guy. I think I can take the butter knife down. It's a butter knife. I'm not.
Yeah, but your arms and everything are being held down by other people. What are you going to do? Just kind of jerk your face around?
Is Mikey Day really going to stab a guy in the fucking face with a butter knife? Him? Like, oh yeah, threatening, sure, but are you really gonna fucking stab me in the fucking face? You don't have the fucking balls. Are you kidding me?
He would scrape your face, though, like, you want more of this? With the serrated edge.
With butter?
He's like, I'm gonna shade your face with this thing.
No, you could do that. Just start buttering his face.
And be like, do you know where your face is going after I get this all buttered? Do you really want to find out?
Don't lube me. No lube face. I don't want to.
And the old lady in the front of the plane is going, fuck yeah.
What happened? You start buttering his face, and then he's down there, and he's like, God damn it, you got butter in my eyes. And when he opens his mouth, they dump the ice in, and he's, oh, you got me with the butter. Ah.
Damn it. You passengers' ploys. Every time they're classics. Okay, so they take care of him. Martin calls the airport again, but he's disconnected by Elliot because Elliot's like, oh, over here, somebody's trying to make a phone call, so he switches all the phones off. He's like, damn it. So we gotta get the toxin and dump it out of the plane. And so they hatch a plan for him to go down in the basement and get on something called the VOR, which I'm assuming is some sort of transponder that's related to the radar.
Something.
And he can like...
It's a yay old-timey telegraph machine.
Yeah, well, he's clicking the circuit together. He's closing the circuit with the...
He's got like 2 of those jumper cable things, and he's just whacking them together.
Yeah, you can do that. Checky.
I thought that if they touched, that
that's
you would get
on a goddamn
electrocuted.
car. This is probably pretty low voltage. Anyways, so he's making the signal, break in and out, and sends Morse code down to the ground. And then he's like, hey, get on frequency, blah, 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 and we'll talk over the comms. Okay, cool. So he talks to Sykes and tells him what's up. Oh, yeah, there's a guy, 2 terrorists. There was like 8 terrorists. I don't know how many terrorists are left, but one of them's a real dick and tries to have sex all the time, even though like he's trying to also like take over the world, or I don't know. He gets distracted by the guy's a douche, all right? And he's got toxic mustard gas or that stuff from the rock that makes your face melt off. Whatever, I don't do gases unless the Taco Bell comes in. I can you help me out? And Sykes is like, no, there's not shit I can do for you, buddy. You're on your own.
No. It's also really fun that no one ever has a clear picture of the full scope of the chaos that is happening on this plane. Because at this point, neither Sykes or Martin have any idea that the pilot is dead.
No, they do not. Also, the pilot's like corpse never gets addressed.
Yeah, it does. They drag him out and put him on the bed behind the cockpit.
Huh. He's just...
with his feet up against the wall.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird.
I missed that part. Okay, so he's like, all right, well, we're on our own. We got to dump this bag that we don't know which one is. So I'm going to have you go up and get a bunch of MacGyver stuff.
Yes.
I'm going to need bubble gum, paperclip, and 2 AA batteries, and a dildo if you can find one.
And what I want to know is, so they figure out which bags belong to the crooks, right? And instead of saying, hey, all bags start with the first 3 numbers, these are the last 3 numbers, they start just reading off the numbers.
Right, yeah. It's in compartment AR. Nice. Well, don't know what bag it is. I guess we're going to have to go through every single one individually. No, open up the fucking compartment and dump them all.
Yeah, that's what I would have been doing. Like, dude, open the door. I'm going to push this towards the thing, and everybody's bags are going. You're going to have to buy new underwear. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Your underwear didn't make it to Hawaii. Bummer.
Yeah, I mean...
already, by getting on the plane, at least mentally prepared yourself for never seeing that suitcase again.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there's always that chance.
Yeah.
Everything that you really value is on a carry-on.
Oh, no, my duty free. Yeah, it didn't make it. Bummer.
But the best part about the MacGyver sequence is she's like, I need this. And I actually saw this exact same thing on an episode of MacGyver with the nitroglycerin pills turned into a bomb, and it wouldn't fucking work either, but whatever. It doesn't work. He just has to jimmy the door lock and smash it open with a fire extinguisher after. So after all the MacGyver shit, it blows up. It didn't work at all. The door is still locked, and he just smashes it open with a fire extinguisher.
I'm going to need cigarettes to mash up. I'm going to need some Jell-O to mash the cigarettes in to make a sticky paste. And I'm going to need some heart medication for the nitrous that's in it so that it's explosive. And I'm going to need a butt for. What's a butt for? For pooping, stupid.
Yes. Where's that dildo I asked for? And she's like... You're the dildo, Martin. Check.
Got it.
And you know what's kind of sad is that they only use 1 cigarette in this scene.
Yeah, right.
So poor smoking guy is out like 10, 15 cigarettes, and he's up there going,
I wish Zinn had been invented at this point. Sykes tells him, okay, so bad news. You're going to, in about 5 minutes, you're going to get over a lake. that would be a good place to dump the shit, not over a populated area. You're going to fly over this lake for about 3 minutes. After you get over this lake, the U.S. government is going to shoot missiles at you that will blow the whole plane up, and you all will be a fireball that will then crash with toxic poison still in you into a populated area, making a flaming anthrax napalm bomb. But hey,
in the great, brilliant words of Lewis Black, we're going to turn you into a fire fuckball.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's government, you know. I can't tell him no. Okay. So Elliot comes down, he starts shooting at him, but the door's jammed, and he fucking goes through all his ammo.
He shoots all his bullets.
He's out of ammo.
So he must, yeah.
That sucks. Because the rest of the movie,
why?
He's threatening people with the gun. Martin knows that he's out of ammo.
No, he's not out of ammo. He shoots the gun again later.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's true. He does kill somebody else.
Oh, man. So stupid. So, they sort through all the people's stuff and find the bomb eventually. And
which they don't even open that case. They're like, this has got to be it.
Well, no, they go through all the luggage in the little bins or whatever, and they're like, oh, he got back to me with the actual, and it's this giant ass crate that says anthrax on the side of it. They're like, oh, that might be it.
Oh, I thought this was the band's equipment. Like the band.
Yeah.
And Elliot's like, oh, well, I'm just going to blow it up right now and rush upstairs and hope that I don't get anthrax. So he hits the button. They push it out. It blows up in air over the lake. Hey, everything's good. So he calls he calls back to Martin, and he's like, hey, we did it. Yay! Terrorists defeated. Let's all go out for, let's go down to Pike's Fish Market and celebrate. Yeah. I'll see you there. Missiles still on the way. Wait, what was that? What was that last part? Oh, you're breaking up. Shh. Can we cancel that missile? Actually, yeah, we could just cancel it. Okay. So it flies off. It's like this huge, oh no, moment, but the missile just flies off because they got it canceled in time.
Up until this point, like, I was actually surprised at how passable the aircraft visual effects were.
Oh, yeah.
They're not as bad as some of the other movies like this. I was like, oh, but the missile was bad. Good.
And it's about to get real worse. So Mark and Jessica, they take the elevator back up because I guess the stairs are blocked or whatever. And she's like, oh no, tight spaces with you. You got a weird head.
You have no choice but to take this 4.5-second elevator ride with me.
That they don't get out of. They never get out of the elevator until Elliot comes up and says, hey, fuckos, there you are.
Well, but between them going up and Elliot catching them because they're doing a shitty job hiding, because they hide in the bathroom when he catches them.
Oh, I thought that was the elevator. They do get out of the... Okay.
No, they got out of the elevator and went into the bathroom. But in between then and now, Elliot's just wandering around like a freelance comic, just zapping people. And he goes up to the party girl and is like, you look like a fucking duck. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And he like bonks her little air ventilator thing and keeps calling her a duck. And it's really strange.
And he starts just fucking with passengers. Because, Elliot, I hate to tell you, but your plan is done. The bomb is exploded.
Yeah.
It's over. He's like, well, I got nothing evil else to do, so I'm just going to fuck with people. Ha 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 ha. I got to still be evil, even though I don't have any, like, motivations. The whole thing, I was going to sell that bomb thing, I guess, to someone. It was all about money, he says. It's not like you can take it to the pawn store, bro. So he just starts fucking with the passengers. And
yes,
he finds Martin and he kicks him and he's going to shoot him. But then Martin says, "You can't shoot me. I'm the only one that can land that plane because while you were busy firing bullets all over the place when you didn't have any ammo, because I heard you earlier go click, click, click with your gun when you shot too much at me downstairs, you shot the nav. You shot the autopilot."
Yeah. And also you missed the part where I killed my wife crashing a plane because I'm also a pilot.
Yeah, right.
So you actually need me.
I'm the only one that can land this motherfucker.
Unless I crash this one too.
And when he shot the autopilot, it went deflated, because of an airplane. I had to work in another airplane joke.
Yeah. Shit's really going to hit the fan now.
I love that joke.
It's so... I've laughed at that joke for like 27 years.
Oh, man, that's a good one. Because my dad used to always say, "Oh, shit's about to hit the fan." And then I saw an airplane and I was like, "Oh, no."
You fell... the first time I saw that, I laid on my side for about 20 minutes, unable to breathe.
Shit hitting a fan.
It's more like 37
really
years I've been... 37 years I've been laughing at that joke.
Things are good when the shit hits the fan.
Because you never really...
I mean, it's bad.
Then you see it. It's, oh, no.
God damn it. Oh, no.
I don't think Jackie's seen Airplane. She's looking at us like we're crazy.
Fuck, man.
I think I watched Airplane once, but I don't remember it.
Oh, my
so.
God. It's the greatest, Jax. It's the greatest. That shit goes everywhere. Oh, looks like I picked the wrong day to stop up and glue.
Up and glue.
Shit. The shit has hit the fan. Okay. All right, Martin, you're up. Fly this fucking plane. He's like, "I don't know where the fuck we are, though." Downstairs, I did see a GPS locator. That will... I'll put in the airport's address and it'll take us there. Martin, this is 1996. It's just going to give you coordinates of where you are, not where anything else is. Oh. Uh-oh. Because they open it up and it has like a screen that looks like a runway. Here we are. Okay, I take a left on Mark Avenue. And go up 2 miles. No, you idiots.
Put that Garmin in emergency plane landing mode.
Right. All right.
It has that.
So I want you to fly over the airport, Martin. I want to take a little, let's do one of those Maverick flybys things. And then we'll land. And Martin's like, "We dumped all the fuel. We don't have any fuel to do any of that." He's like, "I don't care." Okay, well, we're all going to die.
I need to make a point. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he does want to make a point. So he grabs one of the guys and opens up the door.
Lawyer.
And fucking checks him out.
He's like, "I can represent you on the ground." And he's like, "You said you could represent me on the ground," and then shoves him out.
"See you down there, buddy."
And this is better than the... whatever that amazing bomb scope in World War II, his ability to hit the tower.
Oh
with
my
a man
God. His aim.
Chucked from a plane.
That's what I told Jackie. I was like, a team of 3 men are required on a B-52 to drop bombs on a massive warehouse that manufactures war equipment over Berlin. But this guy can just be like, "This is your stop." And fucking nails the control tower. The whole time the guy's falling through the air, he's like, "Ah!" It looks really stupid. And then he's just like, kind of crashes into the control tower, and he looks like he's okay.
He's dead, but he doesn't look that bad.
He doesn't look that bad. He looks like...
And it doesn't
he can get
shake up Berenger enough to get him to stop drinking his milk.
Well, and you always hear of those people that jump out of planes, right? And the parachute doesn't open and they survive. They got a bunch of broken bones. Why couldn't this guy make it?
No, I don't hear about those people, Jackie. I have never heard any time somebody jumps out of a plane and it's in street pizza. What? What?
Yeah, it happens.
No, it does not.
Look it up.
No, it does not, Jackie. Not like
There's
this.
Urban legend of once or twice. I don't think that falling out of planes is something that you can do.
She is right about one thing. There's the lady that Werner made the movie about.
Yes.
But she was in a seat. And the plane had just taken off. They hadn't even reached 10,000 feet yet. And she fell into a bunch of trees, and it was when the plane broke apart as well. So she had fuselage around her, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, she survived a plane crash. She didn't jump out of a fucking plane. She's still okay.
Okay, yeah, you're right. According to one website, it says almost no chance of survival, near 100% chance of fatal outcome if the primary and secondary both fail with no extraordinary circumstances on if your parachute doesn't open.
Yeah, terminal velocity is like
180 miles an hour.
Yeah, I know, but where does terminal velocity reach? Like 60 feet? Like
80?
Maybe 80? You're going pretty fast.
I don't know. People die off of 3 stories.
Yeah, dude. But terminal velocity is street pizza. Okay. Anyways, so Martin, he starts to bring the plane down. And, oh no, engine 1's dying. Shit. Well, let's have a scene where you try to start. Oh, engine 4 died. Okay, forget about that scene where you try to start up engine 1. That was weird. Why did we even do that? Now the plane's just a glider. And then he brings it down, and it's like, hey, nice landing, Martin. There's no bumpiness to it at all.
You gotta pull up. You're too light. Okay. Check. Good landing.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. So the feds move in and 2 hostages come out. And it's Martin and Elliot. But Martin can see his kid in the window of the airport that's way the hell over there because they didn't taxi to the freaking gate.
And he calls the general line at the airport again, who then is able to get all the way to Tom Berenger. Because they're like, oh, there seems to be a hostage conversation going on here. Let's give this to air traffic control.
He's got my kid who left the airport quite some time ago with my mom or my mother-in-law from my dead wife. I'm not sure. But for some reason, they came back.
Elliot has taken his cell phone. And called the house, or called the number, got information on where the address was, and then sent his little hitman guy in the trench coat to go pick up the son.
Okay, bring him, kidnap that kid, and then take him to the airport where it's essentially federal island. Don't take him to like a safe house. Take him to the fucking airport. That's dumb.
And then the FBI guy's like, got him. And then he gives his ground team the directions to go get him. And they just can't find him, I guess.
Right.
Because
what happens is... They don't even get into the airport terminal before the kid is like, eat shit, buddy.
Yeah, kicks him in the shin.
And runs off. Like, that's my dad.
You little dick.
And if you're the bad guy here and the kid makes off, you're just like, okay, bye. No.
Yeah,
you wouldn't chase him down at this point. Right. You can't do it. You're in the airport.
Yep, you sure can't. And the cops see him and they fucking shoot him. He's dead.
Yeah.
So Martin sees this, and so they fight in the ambulance, and somehow so Elliot has his knife hand. It comes out, and then the next thing we see is that Elliot is stabbed in the chest with his own knife hand. We see none of it
get in there?
Happen.
He can't have done it. It doesn't work.
It's impossible.
Because it's no longer attached to his arm anymore. It's just stuck in his chest.
Yes. Hold on.
So was it not strong enough to go through bone, and because it hit him in the sternum, it backfired and pinged
Yeah.
off and killed the other guy.
Hey, that makes more sense than what the movie does, Jackie.
I think, well, so he hits the brakes and then he's like, oh shit, and stabs himself, and then they fall down. And then it comes out of his arm.
Right. It's dubious. So then the father and son, they reunite. Kid runs out onto the tarmac. It's like, Daddy, Daddy. And, oh, son, you're the best. And then Sykes comes over and he's like, hey, I was that guy in the control tower. I talked you down, right? And he's like, no, not really. I fucking landed that plane, bitch. He's like, yeah, God damn it, you're one hell of a pilot. Anyways, later. I'm not in the movie anymore.
Peace out, bro.
And then Jessica comes over. And she's like, my hero, and kisses him on the lips. And the kid goes, go, Dad.
Which was so fucking
It was
weird.
awesome. Yeah.
It's also like, hey, this is your new mom, and she banged that dead guy over there. To my knowledge.
Pretty sure.
She joined
In
the
the
Mile High
bathroom.
Club with that dead murderer over there. But she's your new mom now.
She's your new mom. Yeah, Dad, you're the best. New mom, You're gonna do her tonight, aren't you? I hope so, kid. I got a weird head. It's always 50-50. Count on the weird head. And that's the movie. And it's glorious. Questions. Jackie first.
So do you think they make it as a family unit?
No.
Why wouldn't they? They're all idiots.
Yeah, I'm going to say they do. I mean,
No, I do not.
she seems kind of desperate for love. I mean, she's just jumping from one dude to the next in this self-help group. I mean, she's obviously looking for weakness in a man, so I'm saying they do it.
Okay. I think that's questionable. Either way, that kid is, his hopes are crushed either way, because she's going to be a disappointing mom. And if she sticks around and if she leaves, you know.
If she does her career as a flight attendant, they'll never see her again.
Yeah, right. Right.
But that flight may have fixed her of that ambition.
Sam?
So they drag off all of the people that had been drugged. So is there just like in the back of a plane, like a pile of 12 people passed out on top of each other?
How long is this, whatever they put in those ice cubes, gonna last?
And they're just in a pile.
A pile. And how much poison could you like poison an ice cube with? Like it would just melt and go down to the bottom. There's no like, doesn't make any sense.
Not to mention if that party guy that was like, hey girls, do you go all the way? Nah. He's probably had so many club drugs that if he had some, he's like, oh, these are great roofies, man.
I'm totally good.
Yeah, that
And it
guy's
wouldn't
not
take him
going
down.
Yeah, I'm with you. That guy's not going down with one spray of the ice.
And it was so weird, that whole scene, because he's like being leery, and they're like, oh, you know, you're kind of cool, even though he's fucking creeper. And doofy looking, and then that like ends immediately, and he's passed out 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
So weird. Yeah, no, there's a man pile in the back of that plane, Sam. I don't have any questions. I'm good. Go ahead.
The Czech language here, because it's just gibberish, right?
Yeah, check it out.
Is it as bad as like wearing a grass skirt and just yelling unga bunga?
Yes. I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, it was real bad.
It's pretty bad. It was just grunts. Just grunts. Final recommendations. Jackie.
Dude,
Okay.
I was very entertained. I liked it. I actually questioned, is this a bad movie? And then the ending happened, and I was like, yep, that's why I didn't do so
sure
hot.
is.
And but you know, it kept me entertained, and it rolled just fine, and I liked it.
Sam.
Yeah, this is what we're here for. This shit is stupid, and it never has a dull moment. I think ordinarily Party Girl in the overhead compartment would be like price of admission worthy, but there's so much shit that's just as dumb. This has gone immediately to be one of my favorite shitty airplane movies, up there with Airport 79 and Mach 2 with Michael Dorn and the Boz.
Yeah. Okay.
So I fucking loved every second of this. It's a total do.
It's a do for me too. The plot is incredibly stupid. I couldn't even be bothered to ask a question about what Elliot's plan was, because what's your fucking plan, Elliot? It's so dumb. Like,
he's got the underpants gnomes plan.
Yeah, he really does.
Step 1.
He really does.
Gather underpants.
Yep.
Step
we know
2.
the underpants.
Step
Yep.
3.
Yeah,
Profit.
we've all seen that. It's that dumb. He's got no plan. It's a bad plan. It's a bad guy plan. And then when it goes wrong, I mean, like, you can't blow up the stuff. That's your leverage, dude. You can't do that. Now you're just bored. Now you're just bored guy. Well, turns out I'm a terrible villain. So now what are we going to do for the rest of the movie? It's dumb. So yeah, it's a do for me. I like Turbulence too. And there you go. Next week on the show is Sam's pick.
And I think we already said it's going to be
Yeah, right. Tom Berenger.
Tom Berenger. Oh, something Rhapsody. Rustler's Rhapsody.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy
On
your
Prime.
week. Enjoy your week, guys. Get to the chopper.